If you've ever made a hexagon project and then asked yourself, how can I make the edges of the work straight? Well, this is the video you've been waiting for.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe.
If you want clean, straight edges to your next hexagon project, whether that is a blanket or a hexagon top, this little piece right here is what makes that happen. Today we're making the half solid hexagon shape. Looks like this. The difference between the half and the whole, besides, missing half of it, is the whole hexagon is worked in rounds, whereas the half is actually worked in rows.
Before we start stitching, I want to show you something. So here is a full solid hexagon. It's worked in the round, 6 equal sides, 6 increase points. Now here is the half solid hexagon. You can already see one edge is completely straight. That straight edge exists because we're not working in the round anymore. We're working in rows. We build across, we turn, and we come back. Instead of increasing in 6 corners, we're only increasing in 3. And that's what creates that flat edge that allows your project to look intentional instead of zigzagged. All right, let's go ahead and look at what materials I used to make this. For materials, this pattern can actually be worked with any size yarn, which is a huge win. Just use the accompanied recommended crochet hook size to go along with that yarn and you should be golden. What I am using very specifically is Premier Anti-Pilling Select yarn. It is a size 4 weight yarn. The color I'm using is the color pistachio. The crochet hook I'm using is an H8 5mm, and then you just need a pair of scissors to cut the yarn when you've reached the size that you desire, and a yarn needle so that way you can weave in your ends. That's all you need. Go ahead and grab your materials and let's go. Right, we're going to start by creating a slip knot. Attach your crochet hook and begin by chaining 3. This chain 3 actually does count as your first double crochet. Make 6 double crochet stitches in the first chain. You want a total of 7 stitches at the end of row 1. For row 2, you're going to start by chaining 3 and then turn your work. That chain 3 does count as your first double crochet stitch and will take that first stitch spot. In the next stitch, you're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Make 1 double crochet in the next stitch. In the following stitch, make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Make 1 double crochet in the next stitch. In the next stitch, you're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And then the very last stitch of row 2, you're going to double crochet in the top chain of that turning chain. Great. And this is what it should look like. For row 3, start by chaining 3 and then turn your work. Again, that chain 3 counts as your first double crochet and we'll take that first stitch spot of row 3. Double crochet in the next stitch. All right, in the chain 2 space, you're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Then make 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. In the chain 2 space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And this is the repeat. We're really going to make one double crochet stitch on top of each double crochet stitch, and in each chain 2 space we're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. You're going to end row 3 making one double crochet in the last 2 stitches. Great job.
Two quick tips for you just in case you run into them. Number 1, with the half hexie, we are not making any increases in the first or last stitch of every row. That's how we're keeping a very straight, flat edge here. If your work is starting to look like Pac-Man, where it's coming out a little bit on the top and the bottom, that's because you're accidentally adding an extra stitch in that first and or last stitch of the row, and you're causing growth to go in those opposite directions, right? We only want to add increases in those chain 2 spaces right there. Okay, the other thing that I want you to be mindful of is please count your stitches periodically to make sure you're staying on track. It is very easy to accidentally skip that first stitch right after the chain 2 space, and then you're short a stitch, which is going to cause everything to shift or your project to cup a little bit because there's not enough stitches. It's starting to need to pull in a little bit. So if you're running into those issues, please count your stitches and make sure to not add any increases along the edge. You got this.
All right, so for row 4, through every single row that you make for this half solid hexagon shape, you're going to start by chaining 3, then turn your work. That chain 3 counts as your first double crochet and takes that first stitch spot. Then you're going to double crochet on top of every double crochet stitch. And in each chain 2 space, you're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. That's it.
Did you know I have a crochet club? Well, over there, I can offer you so much more assistance, help, support, and all of the things. If you are working on this project and you get to a point where you're like, okay, I really do need some assistance, you can come over to my crochet club and you can show me in person. We have weekly lives on Zoom where I can see you, I can hear you, and you can show me, be like, Tiffany, this is where I'm at, this is what's happening, please help. And I'll be like, gotcha. There's also an incredible community of people that are positive, supportive, and ready to help you. We're doing exclusive projects. We play monthly games together. We have challenges, competitions, and I do monthly workshops now, starting this year, brand new. We have a whip knockout once a month that we're doing together, and just some general hangout if you just want a place to go and talk crochet. So if you're curious, I do have a free trial. Please come take a peek. I think you'll love it, and the extra support is there if you need it. All right, let's get back to the video.
To close off your project, at the very end of the row, cut a 5 to 6 inch long tail and then tie off your work. And then weave in your ends and you're done.
Next up in our hexagon series, I'm going to show you how to make the lacy hexagon. It is so pretty. We're going back to working a full solid hexagon, which means we're going back to working in the rounds. This pattern is very simple, but it is so pretty. This is kind of a sneak peek teaser right here of a project I'm working on. Have to get a head start on this. This thing's gonna be a bit big, you know, having to make multiple of these little shapes to make the full project. But I do have a quick question for you though. When it comes to hexagon projects, are you team organic, where you like the natural geometric shape on the outer edges of your hexagon projects? Or are you team flat solid sides? I'm curious to know how many people are one or the other, or maybe both, depending on the project. Let me know. I'm actually super curious. And I am also hoping that you're excited about this next upcoming video. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, for crocheting with me today. I hope you had a great time. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss all of the upcoming videos that I have. They're gonna be great. Thank you for watching the Half Solid Hexie. Share it with a friend if you know somebody who's working hexagons and they might be having this issue, wanting to figure out how can I make the edges of my project straight. Now you know. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have the best day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.